Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Okay,
afternoon
good
po.
afternoon. So today is April 6, 2022, and my time is 2:03 p.m. And I have two attendees in this class. So before we formally proceed to our discussion, I would like to ask if my audio is clear on your end.
Yes po,
Yes
ma'am.
po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for responding. How about my presentation, guys? Can you see my slide?
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
po.
Okay. And reminders, keep your microphones unmuted unless you were asked to answer. You can use the raise hand button to participate in this class, and the chat box is open for questions or clarifications. Are we clear with that, class?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's proceed to our topic. Now, as you can see in this slide, we have a new lesson, which is the comparative adjectives. But first, I will have a short discussion about adjectives. Adjectives are words that are used to describe or modify nouns or pronouns. Its semantic role is to change information given by noun. For example, can you please read the example, Ms. Kaluwag?
Yes, ma'am. Ahmed is tall.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kaluwag. So first, let's identify what is the noun in the sentence. Ms. Kaluwag.
The noun in the sentence is Ahmed po.
Okay, correct. Ahmed is the noun in the sentence. Now, what is the verb in the sentence? Anyone? Oh, Ms. Bautista.
Ma'am, the verb in the sentence is the word is.
Okay, correct. Is the verb in the sentence. Last, what is the adjective in the sentence? Anyone? Okay, Miss Kaluwag again.
Ma'am, the adjective in the sentence is the word tall.
Okay, that's right. It is the adjective. The word tall is the adjective in the sentence because it describes the noun, which is Ahmed. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will not elaborate more about this because we already finished discussing this. Now let's move to our main topic, which is the comparative adjectives. Comparative adjective is an adjective used to compare two people or things. Can you please read the example, Miss Bautista?
Ahmed is taller than Jonathan.
Okay, thank you, Miss Bautista. Now my question is, what do you think is the comparative adjective in the sentence? Anyone? Miss Bautista, Miss Karen, you're raising your hand. Miss
Yes po,
Bautista?
ma'am.
Yes.
I think, ma'am, the comparative adjective in the sentence is the word taller.
Okay, correct. The word taller is the comparative adjective in the sentence because it compared two people, which is Ahmed and Jonathan. Do you understand, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, wait for a while, guys. Now, my question is, what changes or differences you have noticed here in the first sentence compared to this second sentence? Anyone who would like to answer? Okay, Miss Karen, again, you're raising your hand.
I think, ma'am, in the second sentence, there are two people or noun, while in the first, it has only one.
Okay, thank you, Miss Bautista. That's a very good observation. Now, my question is, what is the base form of the comparative adjective taller? Anyone? Okay, Miss Kaluwag, you're raising your hand.
The base form of the word taller is tall.
Okay, that's right. Now, my next question is, how many syllables does the word tall have? Miss Bautista?
I think, ma'am, it only has one syllable.
Okay, that's right. It only has one syllable. Wait for a while, guys. Okay, and one of the rules in forming a comparative adjective is that if the adjective has one syllable, we will just add the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat our first rule. Our first rule in forming a comparative adjective is that if the adjective word has one syllable, we will just add the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective. Are we clear?
Clear po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for responding. So can you please repeat our first rule, Ms. Bautista?
Um, our first rule, ma'am, is if the adjective has one syllable, we will just add the suffix er to make it comparative adjectives.
Okay, that's right. And always remember that the comparative adjective always followed by the word than, because than is used to introduce the thing that the subject is being compared to. Do you understand, guys?
Yes
Yes
po,
po.
ma'am.
And take note that the common mistake in comparative adjective is the use of the word than and the word then. Because some people are confused in these two words because they are sounds similar. But it is not correct to use the word then, because we use the word then in indicates time, while we use the word done in comparison. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will give you more example to help you better understand how comparative adjectives are used in the sentence. Now, can you please read the first sentence, Miss Kaluwag?
Dean is stronger than Carlos.
Okay, now my question is, what is the comparative adjective in the sentence? Miss Kaluwag?
I think the word, I think it's the word stronger po.
Okay, that's right. This is the comparative adjective in this sentence because it compares two people which is Dian and Carlos. Do you understand, guys?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's have the second sentence. Can you please read Miss Kaluwag again?
A plane is faster than a train.
Okay. Now can you please identify the comparative adjective and its base form? Miss Karen?
The comparative adjective in the sentence is the word faster, and
Okay.
its base form is the word fast.
Okay, that's right. Its base form is the word fast. Now my question, guys, is based from the first rule, how did we come up with the comparative adjective, which is the word faster? Miss Bautista again.
Yes, ma'am. I think based from the first rule, if the adjective has one syllable, we will just add the suffix er to make it a comparative word.
Okay, very good. It is obvious that you understood our first rule. So now let's proceed to our next rule. Can you please read the first sentence, Miss Kaluwag?
Yes, ma'am. An
Okay.
elephant is larger than a rhino.
So first, let's identify what is the comparative adjective in the sentence. Miss Bautista?
Ma'am, larger is the comparative adjective in the sentence.
Okay, that's correct. Larger is the comparative adjective in the sentence because it compares the elephant and a rhino. Okay, now my question is, what is the base form of the word larger? Miss Kaluwag, you are raising your hand.
I think po the base form of larger is large po.
Okay, that's right. Large. So now, my question is, do you think it is appropriate to apply our first rule in this word? Anyone would like to answer? Hmm, none? Okay, so I will explain. We will not use our first rule here because it is not appropriate to add the suffix er because we do not have the word larger. So this is the time when we will apply our second rule. And our second rule in forming a comparative adjective is that if the adjective words ends with letter E, we will simply add the letter R to that word to make it a comparative adjective. Do you understand, guys?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat the second rule. The second rule is that if the adjective ends with letter E, we will just add the letter R to make it a comparative adjective. Are we clear?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for responding, Ms. Kaluwag. So now let's proceed to the second example. Can you please read, Ms. Bautista?
Mark is wiser than John.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bautista. Now my question is, what is the comparative adjective in the sentence and its base form? Ms. Bautista?
The comparative adjective is the word wiser, and the base form is wise.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bautista. That's correct. Now my question is, based from the second rule, how did we come up with this comparative adjective, which is wiser? Anyone from the class would like to answer? Volunteer? Okay, Ms. Kaluwag, do you want to answer?
Um, Based from the second rule, if the adjective ends with letter E, we will just add the letter R to make it a comparative adjective.
Okay, that's right, Ms. Kaluwag. I'm so happy that you also understood our second rule. Now, let's proceed to our third rule. Can you please read the first sentence, Ms. Bautista?
My bedroom is tidier than my sister's.
Okay, thank you. So my question is, what is the comparative adjective in the sentence and its base form? Miss Bautista?
Um, I think tidier and tidy.
Okay, that's right. Tidier is the comparative adjective and its base form is the word tidy. Okay, wait for a while. So now we will apply here our third rule. Our third rule in forming a comparative adjective is that when the adjective word ends with letter Y, we will remove wait for a while. We will remove the letter Y and we will replace it by letter I and we will added the suffix er to that adjective to make it a comparative adjective. Do you understand, guys?
Yes
Yes
po.
po, ma'am.
So, okay, I will repeat the third rule. Our third rule is that if the adjectives ends with letter Y, we will remove the letter Y and we will replace it by letter I and we will add the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective. Are we clear?
Clear po.
Okay, can you please repeat our third rule, Miss Kaluwag?
Um, the third rule is when the adjectives end with letter Y, we will remove the letter Y and replace it with letter I. And add the suffix ER to make it comparative adjective.
Okay, very good, Miss Kaluwag. So now let's have another example. Can you please read the example, Miss Bautista?
English is easier than math.
Okay, thank you, Miss Bautista. So my question is, what is the comparative adjective in the sentence and its base form? Anyone from the class would like to answer? Okay, Miss Karen, you are raising your hand.
Easier is the comparative adjective,
Okay,
and
yes.
easy is the base form.
Okay, that's right. So my question now is, based from the third rule, how did we come up with this comparative adjective, which is easier? Anyone would like to answer? Okay, now, Sel, you're raising your hand.
Ma'am, based
Mm,
from the third rule, when the adjectives ends with letter Y, we will remove the letter Y and replace it with letter I, and
o-
add the suffix ER to make it a comparative adjective.
Okay, that's correct. You really understood the third rule. So now let's proceed to our fourth rule. So let's read the first example. Can you please read the first example, Miss Bautista?
Spain is hotter than in England.
Okay, thank you, Miss Bautista. Now my question is, what is the adjectives and its base form? Miss Bautista again?
The comparative adjective is the word hotter, and its base form is hot.
Okay, that's right. The comparative adjective in the sentence is the word hotter and its base form is the word hot. Okay, so from the base word and the comparative adjective, what changes can you notice, guys? Can you observe what is their differences? Anyone? Okay, Sel, you are raising your hand. Would you like to answer?
I've noticed, ma'am, that the final letter of the word hot is doubled.
Okay, that's right. That's a very good observation, Sel. Also, my next question is, what pattern does this word follows? Anyone? Okay, Miss Bautista.
It follows the CBC pattern.
Okay, it follows the CVC pattern. CVC pattern. CVC pattern stands for consonant, vowel, consonant. Do you understand, guys? And our fourth
Yes.
rule, okay, okay, thank you for responding. And our fourth rule in forming a comparative adjective is that if the adjective follows the CVC pattern, we will just add the final letter, plus the suffix er to that word to make it a comparative adjective. Do you understand, guys?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat that. Um, our fourth rule is if the adjective follows the CVC pattern, we will just double the final letter of that word and we will add the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective. Are we clear?
Clear po.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kaluwa. So now let's have another example. Can you please read, Miss Bautista?
The dog is bigger than a rat.
Okay. What do you think is the comparative adjective and its base form, Miss Bautista?
Bigger is the comparative adjective,
Okay,
and
correct.
big is the base form.
Okay, that's right. Now my question is, based from the fourth rule, how did we come up with the comparative adjective, which is bigger? Anyone? Miss Kaluwag, you're raising your hand.
Um, we come up with this comparative adjective because in the fourth rule, if the adjective follows the CVC pattern, we will just double the final letter of the word and we will add the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective.
Okay, that's right. So we are done discussing the fourth rule. So now let's proceed to the fifth rule. Can you please read the first sentence, Miss Kaluwag?
This beach is more beautiful than that. This beach is more beautiful
Mhm.
than that one.
Okay, thank you, Miss Bautista. So my question for you is, what do you think is the adjective in this sentence? Miss um, Miss Kaluwag, what is the adjective in the
Um,
sentence?
the adjective in the sentence is beautiful.
Okay, that's right. Beautiful is the adjective in the sentence. Now, my next question is, how many syllables does the word beautiful have? Anyone? Okay, Miss Karen, you're raising your hand.
I think, ma'am, it has three syllables.
Okay, it has three syllables. Beau, beautiful. It have three syllables. So, given the four rules that we discussed, not all the adjectives can be changed or added with suffix. In some cases, for some two-syllable adjectives and adjectives with three syllables or more, the word more and the word than are used to make the comparative. Are you understand, guys?
Yes po.
Okay, like in this example, we add the word more and the word than to make it a comparative adjective because the adjective beautiful have three syllables because it is not applicable to add the suffix er because we do not have the word beautifuler. That's not correct, guys. Okay, you understand?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you for responding. Can you repeat? And in the second sentence, the same goes to the second sentence, but in here, we use the word less to give. We use the word less to give the opposite meaning. Are we clear with that?
Yes po.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so I will repeat the fifth rule. Okay, guys. Our fifth rule is that when the adjective has three syllables or more, we will not add the suffix er. We will not add the suffix er. Instead, we will add the word more and the word than to make it a comparative adjectives. Are we clear?
Clear po.
Okay, thank you for responding, Ms. Kaluwag. So now for our last rule, remember this class that there are some comparative adjectives that doesn't follow the usual rules or rules that we discussed earlier. Instead, we have that what we call the irregular comparatives. For example, the word good becomes better, bad becomes worse, and far becomes farther or further. Do you understand, guys?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for responding. So these are another examples of irregular adjectives. Can you please read this, Miss Kaluwag? Hello, Miss Kaluwag. Are you there?
Little, less.
Okay.
Many, more. Well, better.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Kaluwag. So that's it. We're all done discussing the rules in forming a comparative adjectives. So now let's have a summary. Okay. Can you please read the rule number one, Miss Bautista?
Rule number one, with adjectives with one syllable, simply add er plus done.
Okay. Can you please read the second rule, Miss Kaluwag?
With adjectives that already end in e, simply add are plus done.
Okay. The third rule, Miss Bautista.
With adjectives ends in y, remove the y and add ler plus than.
Okay. What the fourth rule, Miss Kaluwag?
With adjectives that follows the CVC pattern, we will double the final letter and add the suffix er.
Okay. How about the fifth rule, Miss Bautista?
With adjective with three syllables or more, simply add more or than.
Okay. And the last rule, Miss Kaluwag?
There are some comparative adjectives that don't follow the rules.
Okay. So before we end our class, let's have an activity. As you can see in the slide, there are two columns. The first column is the adjective and the second one is the comparative. Now what you're going to do is to change this word. Okay, wait. To change this word, into comparative. Are we clear with that, guys?
Yes
Anyone?
po.
Okay. Anyone who like answer first? Okay, Miss Bautista, you are raising your hand.
I think, ma'am, the comparative adjective of the word close is closer.
Okay, that's right. Its comparative adjective is closer. How about the second? How about the second words, Miss Kaluwag?
I think the comparative word for old is older.
Okay, that's right. For the third one, Miss Bautista again. Hello, Miss Bautista, are
I
you there?
think
Okay, proceed.
the comparative word is earlier.
Okay, very good. Its comparative adjective is earlier because we will remove the letter Y and replace it with letter I plus the suffix er to make it a comparative adjective. Do you understand, guys?
Yes po.
Okay. Now for the fourth one, Miss Kaluwag again. You're raising your hand. Hello, Miss Kaluwag. Is Miss Kaluwag around? Okay, how about you, Miss Bautista? What do you think is the comparative adjectives of the word good?
Is it better, ma'am?
Okay, that's right. The comparative adjective of the word good is better because it is a irregular adjective. Do you understand, guys? And for the last one, what do you think is the comparative adjective of the word difficult? Anyone? Okay, Miss Bautista again.
Um, is it more difficult?
Okay, that's right. We can say it more difficult or less difficult. Okay, wait for a while. Or less difficult. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand? Hello,
Yes
guys?
po,
Do you
ma'am.
hear me?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So now, what you are going to do is to choose one of the comparative adjectives and use this in a sentence. Do you understand? Do you
Yes po,
understand,
ma'am.
guys? Okay. Who would like to volunteer? Who would like to answer first? Anyone? Okay, Miss Kaluwag, you are raising your hand.
I will use po the adjective old.
Okay.
My sentence is Anna is older than Mika.
Okay, that's a very good example, Ms. Kaluwag, that you really understood our rules in forming a comparative adjectives. So how about you, Miss Bautista? Are you done? Mm.
I will choose the comparative adjective better.
Okay. Oh, what is your sentence, Miss Bautista?
John got better grade than Peter.
Okay, that's right. So I'm so happy that you know how to use the comparative adjective in forming a sentence. So that's it, guys. We are all done discussing the rules in forming comparative adjectives. I am so happy that you are active participant. You have active participation in my class. So before we end this meet, can you please open your camera for our documentation? Can you please open your cam, guys? Hello, guys. Okay, thank you, Miss Kaluwag. How about you, Miss Bautista? Can you please open your camera for our documentation? So now I will take a screenshot. One, two, three, smile. Okay, that's it, guys. That's the end of our discussion for today. See you next week, and have a good day. Goodbye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. See
Goodbye
you.
po,
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you
guys.
po.
Bye bye. Thank you.